And it is the beginning of Who is the StarCraft Master. We're going here with the first match of the round of 8. Here in the bottom right hand side, in the pink, the Protoss player. It's Scarlett. Scarlett starting off here as Protoss. And off here in the top left hand side, in the red, Showtime playing his main race to kick things off. It's Showtime. Alright guys, so let's do a quick rehash of the rules for anyone who's like, what the fuck are we watching? This is the tournament called Who is the StarCraft Master. The idea is we go through every single joke. Sorry, we were just making really fucking weird jokes in chat, and that's every single matchup, including main race versus off race. So there are 9 possible matchup combinations, right? Scarlett playing Zerg, Showtime playing Terran. Showtime playing Protoss, Scarlett playing Protoss. Eventually they're going to have to play Zerg versus Zerg if they get that far. So we're going to go through every single matchup until one player reaches 5 wins. So no matter what, you're going to have to win multiple matches with your off race. Now Scarlett here starting with her off race is saying, you know what, I don't even give a shit. My Protoss is the friggin' bomb. I'm going to start off with Protoss. And the way the players did this mostly was actually alternating the picks of who went first. I would imagine Showtime just said, screw this, I'm just going to pick the best matchup first. But you never know. Scarlett is a player who is very, very tricky. For you guys who didn't see Scarlett off-racing Protoss, it all began in, I believe it was 2014? Was it 2015? 2014, I believe it was, the last MLG StarCraft tournament.
I mean, my heart's beating.
Thank you so much for that raid, Bel-Air. My man.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting.
I forgot to turn my raid sounds down. Sorry, guys. I turned my donation sounds down. I forgot that FPS Doug is exceptionally loud. But you know what? It's cool, because if you do run with a knife in your hands, you do run fast. It's true. So back to the story. Scarlett, of course, did a 7-gate all-in attack. She did the Hitman build and beat a GSL champion in the form of Dongray Gu with it. She just randomly swapped to Protoss in the middle of a series and killed a friggin' GSL champion with this disgusting all-in. I fast forward a few years from there, she had about a 6-month period where she refused to play Zerg vs Zerg. She'd pick Protoss whenever she was against a Zerg, and she would make about 400 oracles and spam lasers. Like an incredible legend. So yeah, Scarlett is one of the dirtiest Protoss players out there. She's going to do some cheesy shit, I am sure. She's gone double Stalker. Showtime, on the other hand, has gone Stalker Sentry. You can see this Sentry hiding here, waiting for 100 energy for that Hallucination Scout. Not just that, but Showtime's also got a probe in the bottom left-hand side. Scarlett looking for that probe. It's not going to find it. Very safe positioning there. And it's a very quick Stargate for both sides, but the Stargate for Scarlett is actually a few seconds higher. Now, not just that, she's actually a little bit ahead in the gas bank and has got the faster Nexus down as well. So she's, of course, going for one less Stalker. That's part of why she has more gas. But yes, straight into Phoenix position, production here. This is a very clean build order from Scarlett. She must be keeping her off race in good form. Showtime's going to come in for a Scout. Can Scarlett stop it? Ooh, a little bit slow on that starter step. Nexus Scout does happen. Showtime says, okay, I'm not being all in. I know what's going on. Meanwhile, Scarlett, zero fear. She's like, I'm playing Showtime. He's playing Protoss versus my off race. Come on. She knows Showtime's going to play a very generic defensive style, and she's blind countering it. She's not scouting at all. She's assuming he's going Phoenix. She's going into slightly faster Phoenix and a quicker expansion. This is some sick, straight up abusive play from Scarlett. Like, it's the most straight up style with just a lot of little corners being cut by her. Her Phoenix does go out. She wants to scout what's going on. She sees the Phoenix there from Showtime. Of course, you've got to be very careful poking your Phoenix in, as Phoenix versus Phoenix can become a very, very tactical battle. Both sides are scouting each other's bases as much as possible. Bel-Air, what's up, my man? Did you send that through to my email? If you sent it in the last day or two, I did not see it, but I absolutely will get on that, my man. Yeah, make sure you send it through to pigrandom88@gmail, !coaching, as well as on my Twitter and stuff like that. No worries, dude. Oh, here we go. Bit of a poke here. Are we going to see a... Oh, this is the Showtime special. He loves to do this Stalker Phoenix assault here. Both sides taking some hits. Nice micro from Showtime, though. He gets the Stalker kill first. Ooh, both sides. Those Phoenix are taking a lot of damage. Scarlett jumps on. She jumps on. She's going to actually win the Phoenix fight in the air. She does win the Phoenix fight. The Stalker engage does go to Showtime for a moment, but Scarlett finishes off one more of Showtime's Phoenix. This Phoenix going to try and get out of there. And at the end of that, I think we've got... Yeah, Phoenix advantage does go to Scarlett. And she's up five or six probes. Showtime taking double gas on the natural. Her gases are down about the same time. Yeah, I mean, Showtime, I think, was thinking about building a pylon on the other side of the map and actually warping in Stalkers. He often tries to win these Phoenix Wars just by being the aggressor. If you manage to catch them with just a few extra Phoenix shots when you're doing a Stalker Phoenix dance back and forwards, you can often take them out. So that would be amazing. If you manage to get that. Double battery here for Scarlett is going to go down. Neither player going for the Haas, but we are seeing the second Stargate for Scarlett. If you guys don't know what the Haas is, if you're ever trapped in a Phoenix War, you're not confident in it, you feel like you're not as good as your opponent, or you're behind and you can't catch up in the Phoenix War, just chuck a Haas. It's where you stop building Phoenix, you just put down a Twilight Council in the corner, build a DT Shrine, and hope your opponent doesn't see it. If that works, then you just win the game, because your opponent has no detection. Both players very, very focused on, of course, this Phoenix production, and this is something Showtime got burnt by at WCS Valencia. He lost a game on this exact map, I believe it was, against Haas in this position where he was ahead in the Phoenix War, but he sees the second Stargate. That's why he's scouting. He really wants to check what's going on, sees the fully mining natural, sees the Phoenix count. So both players here building Phoenix, and yeah, I think Showtime realizes he's a little behind in the Phoenix count. He's going to go for Phoenix range, and he's going to try and delay any engagement until that happens. Now, this gives Scarlett a very real advantage. 7 Phoenix, 8 Phoenix versus 6 right now. She is 2 full Phoenix ahead. She can fight in the next minute or two, and she's going to be ahead. But about 3 minutes from now, when Phoenix range finishes up for Showtime, he's going to regain that advantage very quickly. Now, right now, he does not have a lot of units on the ground. Just 1 sentry, 2 Stalkers. Scarlett, though, is coming in here with a lot of Zealots and Stalkers on the ground. These Zealots do sick damage. Only 2 Stalkers, actually. She's still up in probes. She's been up in probes all game. Already has these gases finishing. Oh, man. I mean, her economy is going so well. The problem is she does not have that fleet beacon. And that's something which she cannot afford to ignore right now. I think she could possibly just try and take an aggressive fight and jump on Showtime. But right now, Anion Pulse Crystals, the Phoenix range is starting. It's only 50 seconds from completing. That's dangerous. I think if Scarlett doesn't start the fleet beacon now, she's got to go right now. She's building a 3rd star. Oh my god. Is she going to go SOS? Holy shit. Scarlett's going to go SOS style, guys. I don't know if you remember the Frozen Temple match that broke Artos' brain. But it was the match where SOS did not have Phoenix range. His opponent did. He didn't care. He didn't even go for it. She is going to start the fleet beacon now. And he just tried to corner the opponent's Phoenixes against the map. He tried to lure them one way with some Phoenixes, and then when they went up close to the edge of the map, he came in with like a concave of Phoenixes, and they couldn't retreat because the edge of the map was there. And very quickly, the Phoenix range wasn't any use, because normally those Phoenix with range, which Showtime now has, they want to kite backwards. But Scarlett hasn't been able to engineer this just yet, so I don't know. I'm worried for her. She's got a 3 Phoenix advantage, but it's so far away. I mean, if Showtime micros this just right, he's going to do really well. Now, of course, some of these games were played cross-server with players alternating servers to try and get the most fair match. But, oh, this is actually so weird. These Phoenix of Showtime, one of them goes down immediately, but he immediately strikes back, gets one of Scarlett's Phoenix. She's trying to posture. Oh no, she's got to get out of there. She's got to get out of there. Those Stalkers are going to go down, those Zealots are going to go down. She's thinking about jumping on this. Her Anion Pulse Crystals has just started. Okay. She's staying on the map. She's looking to threaten with that superior Phoenix count. She's done a good job. She's still up 4 Phoenix, and when that upgrade finishes, she's going to be back in control of this air war. 3rd Stargate just starting up for Showtime. But he's got to do more. He's got to do more while he has this range advantage. He's down 3 Phoenix, and that's going to get worse and worse. 30 seconds remaining on that upgrade. Showtime coming in. He wants to find that advantage now. There we go. He grabs a Phoenix, damages another one heavily. He's still down on that Phoenix count, and she's going to jump on him, and she closes the distance. All the Phoenix are firing for Scarlett. I think this is a winning engagement for Scarlett. Is she going to be able to take Showtime down in PvP? This would be absolutely insane. Right now, I mean, that Phoenix count, 10 versus 15, and there we go. It's clicking in 2, 1, and the Phoenix range finishes for Scarlett. She's on top of it. She wins the Phoenix War. There's no gateways, there's no DT tech. Has Scarlett managed to take down Showtime in PvP? Holy crap. Good friggin' game, says Showtime. Holy crap. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, that's so sick. So the reason I'm so excited, guys, is because I remember when Verkor, the sponsor of this tournament, first put this idea out. He said, I want them to play all races. And I was like, dude, don't you think maybe some of the off races will, like, it'll be a little bit, don't you think it'll just be a bit one-sided when you have off race versus main race? He's like, yeah, I agree. Most of the time it will. But there's also the chance for the huge upset if someone takes out the other person's main race with their main race. With their main race with their off race. And I was like, oh, you're totally right, dude. It's worth having a few one-sided matches throughout this tournament for moments like that. The very first game in this best of 9, Scarlett manages to take down Showtime in a Protoss versus Protoss. She gets the 1-0 lead. Now, don't get me wrong, Showtime's Zerg is actually incredibly good as well. You can hear all the top pros on EU ladder talk about his Zerg and how good it was when he was laddering it a lot. So this is going to be pretty sick, guys. We launch into map number 2 of this series. Let me get that scoreboard updated. Yeah. Down here in the bottom left, now playing her main race in the pink. The Queen of Blades, the Canadian hero, one of my favorite Zergs out there over the years. Someone who I personally, as a pro player, learnt how to play Zerg versus Terran in Heart of the Swarm off her. Managed to beat some really good players who were far above my skill level by learning how to play the game off her. It's Scarlett. great Trailblazer. And up here in the top right, playing Terran, it's Showtime. Showtime now going into a pretty tough match here. So I'm thinking that first one was definitely Scarlett's matchup choice. Yeah, sorry, the first one was Showtime's matchup choice, and now we get Scarlett. Scarlett's, throughout the history of StarCraft, she's always said ZVZ's, a bit dicey, a bit aggressive. It's hard to, be super consistent. ZVP, she is notoriously ragey at, which is why she likes to play Protoss, because she feels they're a little powerful. Not ragey, but, she likes to, she definitely struggles with her mentality, with how to break Protoss in PvZ sometimes. But ZVT, this is her matchup. Scarlett just loves this matchup. She'll play Mutiling Bane for days. This is just where she is comfortable. There's something about the back and forth pulling of it, the importance of creep spread, the counter attack. Scarlett loves this matchup. So any chance to play it's going to be fun. And I'm really curious to see what Showtime chooses to do. I mean, this is 16-bit as well, which is such a big map. It's hard to kill a Zerg with Terran on this map. So let's see exactly how Showtime plays this one out. Of course, guys, we are playing on the previous season's map pool here as a couple of the maps from it. I believe it's 16-bit and Ascension to Aya. I can't remember. It's written in the bracket. If you guys go !bracket in chat, you can see the bracket there, and that should be amazing. Because yeah, basically. Best of 9, you have to have, the full map pool plus 2 maps. Yeah, okay, my brain's working really well this morning. Trying to figure out that maths. I'm like, how many maps do you need for a best of 9? It's 16-bit and Catalyst from the previous map pool. That's it. Thanks, Bullia. Thank you. Zerglings come down the ramp. They are going to deflect this Reaper. We have a nice little bit of inside knowledge from C Fanta in chat. It says, the other day, Scarlett was streaming. She said she's struggling really hard against Terran at the moment. She showed her ZVT win rate on stream, and it was 86%. That's what I'm talking about, C Fanta. That's what I'm talking about. The Overlord's going to come in and see exactly what's going on. Says, okay, factory with a reactor, barracks there. There is a starport a little bit further back. This is the sort of the map where I'd like to see something like Range Libs from Showtime. But for now, just doing a good job is Reaper kind of denying a little bit of what's going on. Just going to be as annoying as possible. That third hatch does go down. Big shoutouts to Showtime, Scarlett, all these amazing players for agreeing to play this tournament, by the way. There's always this big thing where I'm like, oh my god, I've got to explain this weird format of tournament to them and try and convince them to play these super long best of 9 series. But the players were super chill, especially since we have so many players who are competing at BlizzCon in this tournament. Hero Marine, Showtime, Special, all these sorts of guys. To be playing this just, right before BlizzCon, bit of an arse, but it kind of worked out because I was like, look, you don't need to show too many of your builds because you're not going to be playing with your main race that much. So it's kind of worked out quite nicely. That Overlord, I didn't even realize that was high ground there. Wow, that shows how bad I am at this map. Overlords are going to be just kind of watching and saying, damn, I can't defend that hatchery. Behind this, it's going to be Roach Tech from Scarlett. Really good way to play against mech. And it looks like Showtime is choosing to play mech. There's an armory on the way. There is a Tech Lab starport, interestingly. I think that's going to be a defensive Banshee. So it looks like a Hellbat pressure to start things off. We've got more and more Hellions on the way, and Cloaked Banshees, yeah, it's kind of like a slower Cloaked Banshee tech is going to be coming in. So Hellbat's going to be a nice start to this, and ooh, those Queens, luckily they had Creep there, otherwise a Reaper might have been able to trap them. Notice the Reaper ran forward, he wanted to bounce the Queens down the ramp and trap them with the Hellbats. If Showtime managed to pull that off, it would have been amazing. But 2 Roaches are already about to pop out. Another 5 just started up a few seconds after. These drones are starting to get cornered here. These Hellbats might be able to find some damage. Hold position micro is good from Showtime. Notice he's moving to the mineral line and making sure he's targeting those drones. He's denied a bit of mining time. But the Marines and Hellbats all kind of getting stuck behind each other. And that does go down, that medevac. 1 Queen falls. A few Zerglings are going to go down as well. You know, there was damage here, but overall a very good hold by Scarlett. She was definitely surprised by that timing. Didn't have the numbers ready, but she just kind of pulls the drones away. Notice they're all just mining on that 3rd base. And, yeah, Showtime going to have to pull back here. Doesn't have a 3rd command center down just yet. Is building Banshees, of course, for the follow-up pressure. He's going to keep poking and would love to see a 3rd command center down on location as well. Thank you very much for the support, guys, in chat. Aerospace Wolf for the 6-month resub. That's a lot of Roaches. How many is that? 12 Roaches? Oh my god. Showtime's Hellion's going to run and go, oh no, that's a lot of dudes. Sees a lot of Roaches coming and says, ah, crap, I do not have a lot of units. Sorry, guys. The Banshee came in at the same time. Does get 3 kills down here in the bottom side of the map. Going to get a 4th, potentially a 5th as well. There's another Banshee at home. It's going to slowly clean up those units. But Spore Crawler has now landed here. Good micro by Showtime, man. Showtime, I don't think he'd been off-racing a lot before this tournament, but the fact that he's still looking so good with his control, I mean, that's just a testament to the sort of player Showtime is. And you know what? Scarlett was so focused on the defense, her Roaches didn't go in yet. Oh, she was waiting for the Ravagers to morph. Oh, this wall looks very soft, guys. Very fragile. Is she going to go for the Bile on the Banshee? No, she isn't. But that Banshee is going to take a long time to clean this up. That Siege Tank not quite out yet. It's rallying to the left to try and survive, but Roaches in the mineral lines. Scarlett's just droning behind this. The tank, oh no, it's going to get down. Oh, it does fall on the right-hand side. Those 4 Roaches massacring the mineral line. SCVs and Banshees do eventually clean up the Roaches and Ravagers, but not before the damage has been done. Right-hand flank is still there. Left-hand flank finally going down, but actually the Banshee pulled away that last Roach with 4 kills on the left-hand side. And this is just such a huge swing in Scarlett's favor. I mean, Showtime did a pretty nice play here, but not able to compete with Scarlett there. She takes a 2-0 lead here after, of course, Rena was just tuning in. Yes, she beat Showtime in Protoss vs. Protoss in the first match. You heard correctly, Protoss vs. Protoss. She won a Phoenix War versus Showtime. She played a little bit of a greedy opening, to be fair, but it was kind of amazing. She actually played a straight-up game. She just didn't bother scouting, played a little bit greedy, and she just got like a few small edges and then just won the Phoenix War. It was really cool. Catalyst 3-base Phoenix versus 3-base Phoenix. So she's up 2-0 now. Remember, though, of course, the matchups can swing back and forth. So we're going to get that 3rd map up here. Admiration123, thank you so much for that tier 1 sub, as well as Feelers Mortis with the Twitch Prime sub. Aerospace Wolf as well. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate the support. Of course, ! bracket and ! master if you want either the format of the tournament or the actual bracket. Some good shit. Risky, thanks for hanging out in chat, my man. Good to see you here. There were a few players. I'd love to do a follow-up series of either show matches or tournaments like this in the future, because there are a few players who unfortunately did miss out. For you guys who don't know, Lambo is an absolute beast with his off race. He's going to be someone I'm definitely trying to get featured in future matches as well. Get that scoreboard up to date. Oh, actually, you know what? We should always do the scoreboard on the same sides, shouldn't we? Does anyone know? Screw it. Doesn't matter. I can't be bothered. I always forget the command to swap the scoreboard around. Someone in chat can let me know, and I can maybe do that on the next one. Fat Shorts, thank you for the 18-month resub. Appreciate the support. So, guys, looks like we're going to be going into a match which is going to be a little bit tough for this lady down here in the pink. It's Scarlett. Playing Terran here up against Die Mauer, the fortress, the wall, the German fucking beast, the absolute hero. And a man who we'll be seeing in full action at BlizzCon, playing his main race. It's Showtime. Showtime here, keen to get some points back on the board here. He's going to be playing some Protoss versus Terran. And let's see what Scarlett's got in store. She's sending an SCV out on a bit of a sneaky path. Let's check. Where's she going? She's going to go there and proxy a factory, I believe. So it's barracks at home into... Wait, no, there's no gas down. What is this? Oh, wait, what? No, what? What is... What? Is she proxying a command center? What is Scarlett doing? No. What? Did she forget her gas? She's forgotten her gas, or she's planetary fortress rushing? She's doing a 1-Rax expand. Oh, she's doing an old school 1-Rax expand. Alright, but I think it's a fake out because she's going to do something on the other side of the map, right? I think she is. I have no idea. This is so weird. This is a cool build from Scarlett. Super old school, and she is indeed going to build a barracks on the other side of the map. Okay, but only one. So one Marine is out. Showtime, of course, has just gone for a normal sort of expansion at home. Actually, he's gone Cybercore into Nexus. So he's going to have a very fast Adept out to go put some pressure on, and that's going to cause some troubles, of course. This probe of Showtime still is like, what the hell are you doing? Is this seriously a 1-Rax expand? Scarlett with the random barracks on the map. I wonder if that's going to be like concussive. If she adds gases now. I don't think a Marine SCV all-in works here. I don't think that works. I think you've got to grab gases. This is going to be... Maybe it's just a really weird slow Marine timing where she like flanks. Like, you know how people stutter step stalkers backwards across the map? But if she brings like 5 Marines from behind and they intercept the stalkers here, maybe she catches them on the retreat. I don't know. Either way, she's building a lot of SCVs. She's got a decent economy. We'll have to see what she's got in store. We've got a robotics on the way here for Showtime. He's going to play very safe. Very, very safe. Robo, one of the safest techs out there. Allows you to chrono boost out a unit called Immortals, which, yeah, true to their namesake, don't die. They just kill everything. Actually was a cancel on the Adept, and it's going to be double Stalker. Showtime wanting to do some damage. Up here in the top right, a second barracks building from Scarlett. She still hasn't taken gases. It's a Marine SCV all in. But these Stalkers are going to cause so much problems for Scarlett. I mean, hopefully she can bait Showtime into overcommitting. But this is the problem. A natural without a ramp, Stalkers can be such a big pain in the butt here. These Stalkers are going to do so much damage. Even if they get caught on the retreat, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Look at that focus fire from Showtime. Showtime, absolutely impetuous, is like, mate, this is PVT. This is my home, all right? You're not going to take me out with your Terran here. But Scarlett's being so sneaky. I mean, it looks like Colossi tech will be on the way, but there's still a few minutes until that actualizes. One Colossi will destroy this build. That's a while away, though. That is a while away. For now, Scarlett just calmly building more and more barracks. She's getting a third barracks up on Showtime's side of the map. This is the sort of big brain play that I love to see from a player. It's like, yeah, I am really not favored in this situation. I need to do something obscenely surprising. These Stalkers are almost killing the command center. Showtime's building a warp prism though. He's maybe getting a little bit too cocky, not realizing exactly what's up. These Marines, yeah, they're gonna have to go for it. So this is what I was talking about. Look at the focus fire from these Stalkers. They're killing so many Marines. Even with those Marines on the other side of the map setting up the flank, the SCVs are pulled. Showtime immediately dropping shield batteries, but actually, he's not gonna get time to get them up unless he recalls, and his Marines and SCVs hot in their tail. These Marines gonna come in and start doing some damage. Those shield batteries will not get up. We've got a Colossi on the way, but it's not ready just yet. Oh, probes are going to pull down. Showtime's going to try and fight these Marines. Scarlett here with the Marines coming from the surprise proxy barracks. She's killing a lot of probes. Is it going to be enough? Those Marines are getting cornered. A lot of probes are going down, but this has to be a kill move. She can't just damage his economy. She's got to kill him, and that Colossi is just 15 seconds away. It's being built there, and there's a force field on the ramp as well. Yeah, traps the SCVs on the high ground. The Colossi is going to come out. A valiant effort from Scarlett, but that's gonna be that. GG, Showtime puts one on the board, shakes his head. He's like, come on. All right. You beat me in Protoss versus Protoss. That was a one-off. I like the build from Scarlett. If she had a bunker out front her natural, she didn't take so much damage. Maybe it works out. If he doesn't go such a fast Colossi, maybe. But, you know, you got to take some gambles. You absolutely have to take some gambles. So GG's And well played there, Scarlett, with the, oh, I'm totally 1-Rax expanding, or am I? A genius play. It was a gamble. Yeah, it was a gamble. I think that's the best way to say it, right? What can I say, guys? I'm a professional commentator, and my job is to use the full range of the English language to describe to you just how gambly the gamble is, and to see if the roll of the dice of the gamble works or not with the gamble. Crispy Bacon with the 3-month 3, so that Colossi went, it's showtime! Indeed it did, didn't it? It shut that shit down. Thanks, Crispy Bacon. Of course, Verkwer gifted a sub to Goody! Verkwer, our amazing sponsor of the tournament. What a legend for getting this going. All you guys, Fat Shores, Admiration, Fella Smortus, thank you very much, everybody, for all the support. Let's get that scoreboard up, guys and girls, and let's launch into map and number 4 here. Leading 2-1 down here, and back on her main race in the pink in the bottom right, it's Scarlett. It's Dreamcatcher, of course, and up here in the top left-hand side of Dreamcatcher, forced into his favorite matchup of all time. Opening up with a 12 pull, it's Showtime in the red. So, of course, guys, you can tell that both players in this scenario have been picking their main race and their strongest matchups alternatingly as quickly as possible. So as this series goes on, what's really cool is we're inevitably going to get to the point where where Scarlett's playing Terran, Showtime's playing Zerg, and vice versa, right? Where Showtime's playing, Showtime's playing Zerg, Scarlett's playing Terran. We're going to see like these weird mix-ups of the matchups where things are going to get super just interesting and bizarre. And those are the matchups which I'm most excited for. But already 6-lings on the way here for Showtime. He's going to start a gas right behind it. No queen on the way. So he's going to go for the fast hatchery variation on the other side. That is a very fast hatch. But Scarlett, a bit of safety, a modicum of safety, going pool before gas. It was like a 17, I think it was an 18 pool, to be honest. Went down right on a minute 10, so I'd say that's an 18 pool into that 17 gas. So she will spot this. I think basically what Showtime's going to try and do here is a build I'm a big fan of doing. So let's see, is Scarlett going to see it? She spots it now. She sees what's up. And she's, of course, going to squeeze one more Overlord out, I believe, and then just Zerglings. Oh, she's actually going to save the lava for Zerglings, because that hatchery will give her supply. So she's counting on the supply from the hatch. So she's 100% going to let that hatch finish and protect it. But yeah, basically, if you see the hatchery as Scarlett a little bit later, you're going to think, oh, economic follow-up, and then Showtime's going to come across with Ling Speed and Banelings, probably, some sort of follow-up attack. And that's going to be very powerful. So Scarlett here with 8 lings, 2 queens on the way. Is she going to pull drones? She's not pulling drones. She's afraid this is a 13 gas 12 pull. She's left pulling drones to the last possible second, letting that hatchery tank a lot of damage. This is a really nice move. The drone's here to buy time. Oh, 1 drone does go down. She tried to mineral walk it back to safety, but she's pulled these drones very late. 1 more drone on the top is exposed, but with the lings out as well, Showtime just going to try and waste a bit more mining time, but otherwise going to pull back. And as I said, Ling Speed on the way. He's actually pulled off gas, so no Banelings. It's going to be a surprise Ling Flood afterwards. And remember, I was talking about Scarlett's scouting. If we look at Scarlett's vision, other side of the map, she's seen a hatchery, a very fast hatch. You're not expecting Ling Speed to be done just after 3 minutes 30. And that's what she's going to be facing. Showtime on only 13 drones, building Zerglings and rallying them into the back of his base. Those Zerglings are going to be rallying hidden from vision. He's going to go for a big surprise attack. Scarlett's got her own Ling Speed on the way. The question is, does she go for the safety Baneling Nest? She does. Scarlett, not underestimating her opponent. She says, I know if I don't die to any surprises, I'll be fine. The Baneling Nest is going to be crucial. Of course, Ling Speed's going to be finished before it's ready, and it's very exposed, so it could get focused down. Scarlett also maybe could do something else. This Overlord trying to push back her vision. Oh, the other Overlord comes in. Great scouting. Scarlett sees no workers on the natural. She immediately knows what she's up against. Is she going to wall off? Or is she just going to build a spine? She's going to put down a spine. She knows there's a big attack coming. The Ling's flooding out. Her other Zergling comes in. She sees it. She's like, you cheeky bastard. I know what you're up to. Evo Chamber goes down. Extra Queen pulling down the ramp. She's just got to hang on. Showtime is all in on this attack. And that Baneling Nest, it's almost finished. Scarlett can start making Banelings in just a moment. Showtime here with the big Ling Flood all in, following up his 12 pull opening. He's got good surface area on those Queens. He's trying to focus down the Evo Chamber as well. This Queen on the left has transfused, so it can heal that Queen in the middle, but it's going to go down. Yeah, nice rotation. The Banelings are ready. She bought enough time. The Spine Crawler finishes as well. Textbook hold here from Scarlett, playing a super safe follow-up. You know, if she was playing against someone whose main race was Zerg, she might have been a little bit more pressured into skipping the Baneling Nest, because a lot of the time that Baneling Nest is really superfluous if your opponent's just going into Roaches, which is the standard follow-up from there. And that's kind of what Showtime was hoping for. He was like, okay, let's hope Scarlett goes into skipping the Baneling Nest. She went it like immediately, as fast as she had the 50 gas. She played very safe there because she knew there was a good chance of just an all-in follow-up. She knew Showtime wouldn't want to play a longer game. So GG, well played. I believe that's what, a 3-1 lead for Scarlett now. Only 2 more maps and she closes this out. But as I said, guys, we're getting closer and closer to those special matches where they're both kind of off racing on their slightly weaker races and things get a little bit weird and janky. And that's my favorite moment. You know, I want to see Showtime, Terran, Scarlett, Protoss as well. I think that'd be amazing. All right, here we go. We're going to launch straight on into this next map number 5. Let's try and keep the downtime to a minimum today. Just going to have little breaks between series, but try and keep it map to map as quickly as possible. And it's actually going to be Terran versus Terran. All right, up here in the top right in the pink. This is where the shit's going to get weird, guys. It's Scarlett. I feel like this guy down here is probably favored. I think this guy has a stronger Terran out of the two of them. I'm not sure, though. We're going to find out. In the red, the Terran player, it is Showtime. So for anyone who's just tuning in, let's rehash the rules really quickly. We rotate through every single matchup. Every single matchup. So we've already started out with PvP. We've gone through, you know, a few different matchups there. We had Showtime play Protoss versus Scarlett's Terran, which was the one map he won. We've had, you know, Zerg versus Zerg there. And what happens as we get through is we get closer and closer to hitting every single matchup. So there's no repeat matchups. There's 9 possible matchups until someone hits 5 wins. And it's gonna be bloody good. Obviously, whenever this tournament format comes up, I always think of that. Did anyone watch Pure Ownage in chat? Shout out if you guys are Pure Ownage fans. I always think of the episode where he goes to train under the owner, and the owner is like, he's like, what games do you play? And he's like, oh, I play 0 Hour and StarCraft. And he's like, what? To be a true owner, you must own at all games. Well, I feel like in this scenario, it's like, you know what? You got to own at all races to fucking show that you are the master, to show that you are the true StarCraft master. You can't just be like, oh, I'm good at Zerg. No. We're trying to find out who the player who is the best with every race is. We're trying to find out who's the absolute psychopath who's going to be able to win with all 3 races in every possible scenario. And obviously, this is much more important than whoever wins BlizzCon. There is 100%, like, the prize pool here, $2,000, a little bit smaller than $700,000, I guess. But still pretty awesome, if you ask me. And I think these players care a little bit more about this than BlizzCon. What can I say? TVT, Marine first from Scarlett. She skips the Reaper interactions. Meanwhile, Showtime going for a more standard TVT. Double Reaper, fast Hellion. Where's that starport? Is he going to go expansion? Oh, he's going to go a Cyclone opening. So 2 on 1 gas, 1 on the other. Showtime here. Going to go for the fast command center follow-up to the 2 Reaper Hellion into the Cyclone. SCV comes in with this Reaper as well. Ooh, already getting a nice little bit of damage. I love this move from Showtime. Scarlett's going to, you know, she's going to fight the Reaper, but the Reaper heals. The Marines do not. And Showtime here, yeah, just getting free damage. Pulls back, says, know what? I'm going to go take some combat drugs, regen. And, yeah, meanwhile, Scarlett, what's she got? So her Hellion's on the way, but it's slow. Second Reaper and Hellion here. This is going to be nice damage. Starport's on the way, actually. Showtime, realizing this is a Marine opening, doesn't even feel forced to build Cyclones. He's like, whatevs, let's get the Starport started, then go for the Cyclones. The bunker's not ready. Oh, no. Scarlett being way too greedy here. She needs to pull a lot more SCVs. Good micro. She's using the high ground to try and get a shot, run off. Oh, she just attacked the friggin' the buildable rocks. Those Marines pop out, though, do some good damage, and Showtime diving up the ramp does lose one of those units, but still, he's done some nice damage here. Look at the units lost. That's 6 units killed for just 2. 4 workers as well. So already tying up the workers, in fact, having the worker advantage. Now, his command center is slower. It's going to be double mules dropping earlier, but Scarlett doesn't have the starport yet. She went crazy fast engineering bay. She was a little bit paranoid, I think, about Banshees coming in. Cloaked Banshees are on the way as the follow-up, but yeah, Scarlett's just taking some damage, having to drop mules up in the main base. She's finally going to come down here These Reapers realize their time is up for now, but actually, even with the Cyclone, they could poke back in. Oh, is Showtime going to do the two-prong pressure? Cyclone's going to lure the units to the front. Scarlett's going to have all her units pulled out of position. Those Reapers jump in the back door. There we go. The Cyclone says, whoa, too many units. But Reaper's in the main base. Also, he spots the missile turret. Is going to slow that down from building and is going to be very prepared. Might even cancel the cloak, knowing there's missile turrets this early. That Hellion trying to stop the retreat, but Showtime gets out of there. Scarlett having circles ran around her in this Terran vs. Terran match. And very good retreat here by Showtime. Showtime in control of this match. I believe it was Risky in chat who was saying, no way, Scarlett's Terran way better than Showtime's. What was that, Risky? What was that, Risky? Fanboying over a Zerg player again? No way, man. Scarlett's Terran is quite good. Scarlett's Terran is good, don't get me wrong. She is very good, but Showtime, his Zerg and his Terran both got to very high. But I did hear that he was quite out of practice before this, so I'm very impressed by how his off races are looking. Obviously just toying with Risky, one of my favorite peeps, hanging out there in chat. I don't know, I don't think Scarlett's dead by any means. She's got the anti-air up. If she just pulls SCVs back quickly, yeah, great pullback. Doesn't take any damage there. Very nice. Another Banshee's on the way. I wonder, it looks like Mech's on the way for Scarlett. She's already got a bunch of Cyclones, which kind of gives that away. But the Armory's up, as well as a second factory and another reactor. Oh, I think Scarlett's going to try and play Battle Mech. So yeah, lots of Cyclones and Hellions. With that style, you do need to kind of expand pretty quickly across the map because, yeah, it can be a little bit cost inefficient, but because you get great counterattack angles, lots of Hellion run-bys, and if you jump on your opponent's tanks when they're not sieged, the early mid-game is your jam. We're still not sure what Showtime's going for, guys. We don't know what period of the game he's going to be looking for, and ooh, very nice. Comes in, one-shots the Hellion and the two Marines, but oh no, Showtime goes a little bit deep. But every single lock-on used on one Banshee meant even though the other Banshee was in a dangerous spot, the lock-ons were on cooldown, wasn't able to find the damage. Showtime trying to be annoying here. I think most importantly, he sees that third command center started. He sees the Cyclone count. And that tells you what you're up against as Showtime. Now as Showtime, I think you're going to play... He's actually going to play Bio. He's built another Banshee here, by the way. So 3 Banshees in total. And he is going to finally start this Bio transition. And it's going to be like Mega Turtle into Bio. So Stim is only going to be starting now, but fast upgrades, fast third command center, and we're going to see a lot of reliance on tanks and just static defensive positions around the 3 base, and probably like 140 supply. 2-2, halfway done or almost done is when Showtime's really going to start getting active on the map. I'd be surprised if he does it before then against a Scarlett that's got such a good Cyclone count. Like, she's got this real scary little force of Cyclones. For some reason, I almost called them a harem of Cyclones, but I don't think that's right. Sometimes I really just use the wrong words. I call this, I woke up at 5:30 this morning, itis. It's where my brain starts just trying to fiddle around. We can call this like a squad of Banshees, a harem of Cyclones, but oh, bad engage there for Showtime. Does lose a couple of Reapers. And, ooh, nice siege tank shots. That is what Scarlett could not afford to have happen. And Showtime goes forward, punishes that one Cyclone, gets a second one. That was actually worth it. The first engage, chase there from Showtime was not worth it, but getting that second Cyclone made it totally all right. Those Banshees still being what we call cheeky dickheads, in that they haven't died, they haven't thrown themselves away. This is like very Maru-esque, you know, just like, oh, you've got anti-air, that's fine. I'm just gonna wait and find an angle, because Cyclones suck for hunting Banshees down. And as I said before, Showtime has to be very careful with that third, because these Marines, their upgrades are so far away. 4th and 5th barracks is now up, and Showtime's like, you know what, when I have stim, when I have upgrades, when I have about 40-50 Marines, these Cyclones are one of the most worthless units in a frontal engagement. Showtime knows that. That's why Showtime is just being very careful. The Cyclones use all of their lock-ons on that command center, and they manage to scratch it. The SCVs shake their head. They're like, God damn it, I need to spend this weekend repainting that command center. So much damage. The Cyclones are radioing home, filing reports about how they could really use a little bit more anti-air damage in future. They're like, is it even worth manufacturing these shitty friggin' things? Cyclone's gonna come up. Are they gonna take it out? Nice. One Banshee does go down, but that's delayed the third a lot of Scarlett, and that means the third here of Showtime getting up faster, already at 66 SCVs, combat shields being remembered, the most forgotten upgrade, especially with off races. Armory's halfway done, so 2-2's a little bit delayed, was a bit distracted. But you know what? I said it before, Cyclones just suck once you get to those bigger fights. Unless you get a big surround or a big concave, and that seems to be Scarlett's game plan since she's still massing Cyclones. Okay, this is the equivalent of mass roach in TVT, guys. So it's basically this unit which are really good anytime before like max supply or really high supplies if you get on top of your opponent's units, because they're like fast, they're meaty, and they can fuck shit up. The problem is they're fat, they get stuck behind each other, and if you have to reposition mid-fight, you're going to lose half your army before your army even deals damage. So it's all about Scarlett kind of catching this push, and Showtime doesn't realize just how many there are, but his medevacs might luckily scout this, and that's huge, because any warning he gets of what he's walking into, he needs to have all of his tanks sieged, he needs that combat shields, which is almost done. Scarlett, she gets scanned. Showtime sees the army, he knows what he's up against, he's going to move forward and siege every tank. Combat shields is kicking in. I think this might just crush. This is a big marine tank army. Combat shields is kicking in right now. It finishes just in time. The tanks are sieged. Scarlett's got a flank. She's got to pull back this base. The base is going down though. Oh no, she's going to feel forced to take a bad engage. The command center goes down. Yeah, she's trying to flank. Her Cyclones are going around, but they're not even going to engage. They're going to try and counterattack. Showtime's like, all right, nope, that's it. I'm just going to go in your main. Picks up, goes for the drop. There's only a single turret on the high ground, and the tank siege, more tanks on the low ground as well. Very nice moves here by Showtime. Scarlett took a lot of damage from the early harassment. She's going to try and flank in on those siege tanks on the rear, but that's too many tanks. They managed to hold the low ground and hold the main base at the same time. Scarlet Cyclones was still on the way back. They didn't get to do anything. As I said, guys, you've got to find that engagement in the open with the surrounding angle. But the problem was Showtime's numbers were just a little bit too high there. Showtime takes out the TVT and brings it back. It is now 3 wins to Scarlett, 2 to Showtime. Best of 9 series here. I just alt F4'd my game and it says an unexpected fatal error occurred. Really? Yeah, that's called me alt F4'ing. Video game. Come on, buddy. Get with the program. Verkwer has gifted a sub to Stuck on Caps Lock. Hats off to Verkwer for being an absolute legend and Stuck on Caps Lock. Welcome to the pigsty. Thank you very much for the support. Sliding through the mud, having some fun. Killjoy with the 100-bit cheer says, haven't been watching your stream for more than a week. Definitely hooked. Got me more interested in StarCraft 2, which a friend of mine greatly appreciates. Thanks for hanging out, Killjoy. Most of us are that friend in StarCraft. Well, we like try and get our real life friends. We're like, come play StarCraft, it's really fun, it's cool. Like our friends playing, like, this game is fucking silly, there's too much shit going on. I don't want to play this hardcore game with you. And you're like, please. So I'm sure your friend is very happy to have you playing some games with them. I just hope they're not that friend that just like totally dicks you every game. You know, there's that friend who's like, hey, come play this game, and you've never played it, and they just like rush you and kill you, and they're like, yeah, and they start like beating their chest and fucking like thrusting at your face and stuff, and you're like, dude, I've never played this game. Like, fuck you. And they're like, yeah, I'm fucking better than you, yeah. And you're like, what? I don't even know what the controls are. You're an idiot. GG's. What's up, Medieval? A couple people asking about the background. Exclamation mark background in chat if you guys want to see the artist. She's got it up on her website. This was a special commission. She spent a lot of time making this background. Yeah, but you can find the artist there, and it'll link it up in chat. There you go. Nice. Shockboom with the 2-month resub, and Kevlar Brecher with the 1-bit cheer. This series is heating up, guys. It is still, of course, the advantage for Scarl. As we go into map number 6. Let's go. Up here in the top left-hand side of Fracture. In the pink, the Protoss player. She is Scarlett. I'm playing her Protoss, which of course she's very good at. And down here in the bottom right, showing some pretty good Terran in that previous map. In the red, it is Showtime. So this is one of these matches which a lot of things rely upon, right, guys? Both players are playing one of their off races against each other. So far, this is the sort of match, like, Showtime needs to win this. Like, he just won a Terran versus Terran, which is one of these kind of close matches, right, where they're both playing their weaker race. But now this one as well is also very important because Showtime lost the Protoss versus Protoss in map number 1. He just won the Terran vs. Terran, which is a good start to the comeback, but he's got to win another one of these very close off-race matches if he wants to come back, because losing the Protoss versus Protoss was huge. Scarlett cut some corners. She was very smart. She didn't scout at all. She was like, it's Showtime playing PvP. She knew he was going to play defensive Phoenix. She played greedier defensive Phoenix. She played it flawlessly. It was really awesome. But now, you know, she's got to close it out. She's got to get those 5 wins, and that's the great thing about this. You know, we have the opportunity for some huge upsets, but we also have the opportunity, you know, for series to go what looks like really one-sided at some points, and then totally turn upside down. So we're going to see how this goes. Scarlett being very annoying, waits for the shields to regenerate, and the probe is probably going to turn around and start fighting now, I would imagine. No, she's just going to go for the scout here. She really wants to double check that command center. She sees, okay, yep, command center's down. Now I'll have a little bit of a skirmish with your SCV. That Reaper's about to pop out. Oh, that SCV! It's one hit from death, but she's got to get out of there. She stayed there a long time, and she's going to pull back. For now, it is a fast Nexus on the low ground into the Cybercore, second gas, and second pylon over here to, of course, spot any Reapers jumping up. Meanwhile, it is straight into Reactor and a nice fast factory for Showtime. So Showtime going to be playing a very tech-oriented Terran vs. Protoss opening, coming across the map with this Reaper as well. Both players have shown some incredible off races so far, and that's kind of what we expected. Ooh, early probe kill. Nice. Oh no, the Stalker trap. Scarlett changed the rally point on the Stalker so that it would pop out, trapping that Reaper. Great starter step. She gets it. Oh, Showtime going just a little bit too deep there. And gets snapped off because of it, you know. The old clench of the butt cheeks is the old one there where the Reaper's like, oh, I'm running in. He's like, I think I can get a bit closer. And then he's like, oh god, there's a gigantic Stalker behind me, and just gets his head ripped off by a laser. I have that happen so often in my TVPs where I go, I think I've got 3 or 4 more seconds before the unit pops out. It never happens. Your Reaper always gets trapped by the unit, I swear. I always want to go just a little bit deeper and get that damage, but it never works out for me. Glad to see. Doesn't work out for Showtime either. It makes me feel a little bit vindicated. And oh no, this Stalker's getting here so early. Showtime's bunker. Oh, it's not quite finished. Okay, 2 more Marines do come down, and she didn't get the SCV. So it turns out it's only 1 Marine kill. Pretty damn good micro there by Showtime. Pulls that 1 Marine back who's just like, oh my god. Oh, he's bloody bruised and wounded and everything. And it's going to be fast Robo. So Scarlett playing fast Robo into 3 gates. Probably wants to go some fast Colossi play. An early Cyclone here for Showtime, but Showtime actually delayed the starport, and that's huge. He's going to play very... I said he delayed the starport. There it is. He's going fast Cloak in the back. Never mind. That's a really good fast Cloak, and this Observer is going to be the only thing that can scout it, but that Banshee is going to be well across the map. Ooh, and straight into Colossi play as well. There's not a lot of Stalkers out. Yeah, okay, this Observer needs to spot these Banshees as quickly as possible. And look at this. Showtime might even be looking for the Observer with that Cyclone. If he just keeps looking for it and finds the lock-on, kills it, gets the Banshee across, that could be huge. As Scarlett, you want a shield battery in both mineral lines, and you want some warning so you can get some Stalkers in position. This Observer is going to come forward. It's going to start seeing stuff. Let's see. Is she going to see what's going on? I don't think Showtime sees it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to get in. It sees the Banshee! And the Banshee's going straight over the Stalkers as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, Showtime's going to take some unnecessary damage on that Banshee. Great start here for Scarlett. And I don't know if she even noticed, to be honest. But that Banshee is going to go across. A second Banshee on the way as well. We've got some siege tanks out. Showtime's going to do an attack. That's a lot of Marines. I wonder if there's going to be SCVs brought with this. Doesn't look like it. There's a missile tower. Okay, single SCV. You build a bunker with this push. So basically, Showtime needs to remove the 3rd base. What he was not counting on was Scarlett having a Colossi out. And that Colossi is well on the way. But if he can get his tank sieged, his Cyclone kind of attacking the Colossi, it will go down very fast. We've got a shield battery up there. All the Stalkers are moving to the high ground. But this attack on the front is very frightening. Scarlett has not seen it because she pulled that Observer home. This is the first sign of this push, and that 3rd base is definitely going to get cancelled. I don't know if that's enough damage necessarily, since the Banshee is not going to find anything. 3rd base does get killed. I don't think that was cancelled. I think that was a kill, guys. Scarlett there losing a lot of money, and this Banshee just hiding in the corner of the map. Right now, though, we've got a Colossi out. Scarlett would love to kill these units. A very good withdrawal from Showtime, who's only now adding, what is it, 3rd command center and 2 more barracks. Going to use that tech lab. Very nice transition here for Showtime. Scarlett's on the warpath, though. She is very annoyed. She's got 1 observer just watching that Banshee in the corner. Another Banshee coming across. And, of course, that is going to be spotted very early on. But only 2 Stalkers in position. Already just forcing this shield battery is huge. And nice. Gets a Stalker kill. Pulls back. Once again, Showtime just forcing the response with the Banshees and not losing them. And this leaves so many units forced on the defense. Scarlett can't really push with her main army. She wants to pressure. But what is this? 4 Stalkers, a Sentry, and a Colossi? There's multiple siege tanks. You're not going to be able to do that much here as Scarlett. So this is just a great position for Showtime to now build up. The one thing I'm worried about is he's kind of slow on his upgrades. He's just got +1 on the way. I think he's going to play a low upgrade style. Hallucinated Phoenix comes forward, sees there's siege tanks. Up to 5 barracks is the production. We really need to see stim and combat shields starting up here for Showtime. It's always a little bit awkward macroing with your barracks in such weird positions, but he's starting to get the Marauder production going. He's got the 3rd going. Scarlett's 3rd, very, very delayed. These Banshees still just hiding in the corners of the map. I'd definitely give the advantage to Showtime right now. Of course, Mule's dropping on 2 bases, a little bit more efficient as he gets the 3rd up as well. But nice upgrades for Scarlett. She's got Colossi range. She's got charge on the way. She's already got blink. She's on, how many gateways are we on? She's on 3 gateways going up to 5. So she's playing a nice low gateway count. And her 3rd Colossi is about to be out. So with Medivacs only now starting, as Showtime, it's hard to get out the direct answer to the Colossi. Yeah, siege tanks can do pretty well. You got 3 siege tanks in there, but they're very immobile. They don't do that much direct damage. This Banshee comes in. Showtime's like, all right, I want to do some harassment. Snags 2 probes. Gonna grab a 3rd. Oh, this is really good, actually. 4th probe. Oh, very nice. Is even gonna get a 5th probe. Yeah, that's really good. I was talking about the economic advantage for Showtime. Showtime's 3rd is fully saturated, guys. Scarlett's struggling to get probes on her 3rd. Showtime just needs to be very careful to not push too eagerly. I think this might be a mistake, this push. I think this is absolutely a mistake. That observer sees everything. Sentries, Colossi, force fields. Oh no, I think Showtime's getting a bit ahead of himself. His Marauders are building. He's a bit supply blocked. He's got more medevacs on the way, but they're not quite ready. His army's coming forward. Charge is about to be finished in 20 seconds. You know what? Charge isn't done. Stim's not ready yet, though. About 25 seconds. Good damage. That Colossi already losing most of its shields. The Stalkers as well taking a ton of damage. These Marines and Marauders can spread out. The Marauders get in front so that the Colossi attacks do not land on them. That'll be huge. This Banshee managed to sneak out of that main base as well. The other Banshee is still over here on the left-hand side, ready to come back in. So this is something, if there's ever no defense, these Banshees could maybe link up and kill some stuff. That Banshee doing a bit of damage up here. This position, very frightening. Showtime creating a lot of threat here. Has a 2nd starport on the way. There we go, Scarlett. She's thinking about going for it, but she just keeps getting hit by these tanks. 4 Colossi is good, but there's just not enough Zealots in there. She's got 10 Zealots. Those are the most important units. Widow Mines are now joining up. Looks like Scarlett's thinking about taking a 4th base. She finally cleaned up that Banshee. Army supply is looking good here for Showtime. He doesn't have +1 armor ready just yet. His Widow Mine's doing some decent damage. The Zealots charging forward, though, and they are going to clean up those tanks. The Bio is going to need to evacuate. A great engage here for Scarlett, and I think he's got to get the hell out of there. Yeah, the Colossi are here, and the Blink Stalkers, they do a very ballsy blink forward, but the medevac count goes down, and where's the Vikings? Where's the anti-Colossi? They're not here. He's so far ahead in economy and supply this game, but Showtime doesn't have the tech units up, and that's the threat. Oh, he's got to drop on the north side. That's cute, but he's not ready for this. I don't know if he has enough units. He's going to pull his SCVs. Vikings, Marines, Marauders going forward. The Colossi, one of them going down, but so many Marines and Marauders dying in return. There's a drop in the main base of Scarlett at the same time. Is Showtime going to break this push? Just barely. I think he is. Yep, there's still a Viking over there. Those Colossi going down. Back in the main base. Oh, the Stalker Warpins were not able to deal with it. It looks like Showtime might have been able to break the back. He lost every worker on his 3rd, remember. He'd like to do a bit more damage here. The Stalkers look like they are finally starting to clean things up. No, double medevac. Pretty good at healing. Stalker damage, not that impactful. Gonna save a few units and get out of there. At the end of that, how many Colossi got home? That's the important thing. No Colossi escaped. A Banshee comes back in. Shield Battery says, nah, you can't really do anything. Banshee will go down here when these Stalkers decide to stop smoking a bong. Oh, stop it! Go kill the Banshee, you fucking stoners. Oh my god. I mean, I get it. Most stoners can be hardworking, functional people, but those two stalkers, they were just sitting there like, god damn, man. Shout out to Canada though. Super jelly of you guys. Meanwhile, what have we got? 2 starports with reactors. Lib starting up here as well. Showtime just wants to keep hitting. I don't think Scarlett's ready for it. Showtime with that overwhelming macro. A great SCV pull on the defense. There wasn't enough meat. There was no warp prism with her push. I think if she had a warp prism, 1 zealot warp in would have led to her winning the game, even if she lost her main base. But not having the warp prism with the push before definitely put her in trouble. The 3rd goes down. The 4th has been dropped by that little elite squad as well. And Showtime here just showing some very, very impressive PvT with the fast Banshee, the little tank Marine Cyclone push, and following up with some beast-like macro. Marines and Marauders in the main base as well. Scarlett trying to clean that up, but she is just in so much trouble. Units evacuating, Libs sieging up, and Showtime ties the series 3-3. He says, you know what? You beat me in PvP, it's revenge time. It's revenge time. It's tied up. It's tied up. Yeah, I think I'm most impressed by Showtime's Banshee control. He's not losing them, which is the best thing. Nice. I didn't see you... Oh, I didn't get to watch enough to actually see you use my face grab in time, but I'm always okay for you to use my face. No worries. That sounded messed up. Yeah, no... You know what I mean. Yeah, no, good on you for casting that. It was really cool to see you guys doing the test map in-house tournament yesterday. That was awesome. If a Mauer hits you, it's quite devastating. You know it. Did Showtime get concussive? Sorry, I missed it. Those are some Canadian stalkers. Royal FKR, welcome to the Pigsty. Thank you so much for the 7-month resub, mate. Kugelsteiger with the 11-month resub. Shockboom with the 2-month resub. Thank you very much for the support. Also, Kevlar Brecher with that bit cheer. And Wardy with the 1 viewer host Reno. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Really appreciate it. I was watching Wardy this morning, actually. I imagine he, that's weird, a 1 viewer host? Who ended up winning Ultimate Series, guys? Spoil it for me in the chat. I'd love to see. And let's go. It's tied up 3-3. And down here in the bottom right hand side in the pink, once again playing Protoss, it is Scarlett. And up here in the top left hand side in the red, everybody's favorite Zerg player, it's Showtime. He says, people think TLO and Lambo know how to play Zerg. Screw those guys. He's like, I'm the best Zerg in Germany, man. Showtime here going for a nice quick 16 hatch. This map's actually so small, you don't really need to go for a 16 hatch, I don't think. But I guess maybe he was thinking Scarlett might go for like a 13 pylon really fast across the map with the probe. Just wanted to make sure his hatchery could not be pylon blocked. And it's going to be a gateway here for Scarlett. Neither side scouting just yet. Very economic. Also notice Scarlett's getting extra gas mining because of that. So you get a much smoother Stargate opening if you open up without a probe scout. Because you have 1 extra worker mining gas the whole time. It allows you to both chrono boost adepts, get warp gate research, and a Stargate straight into Oracle without any delays. Whereas normally you need to like delay your warp gate research a few seconds. You need to, you know, skip this or that. It can slow things down a little. But yeah, Scarlett loves to be greedy. And this is kind of what Scarlett did against Showtime's Protoss as well. She's like, it's Showtime. He's very defensive. I'm going to be greedy. I'm not even going to bother scouting. So hats off. Hats off to her for adjusting and adapting her play accordingly. Guys, I'm very quickly going to have to pause this cast. Give us 1 second. Because I can hear my tap, my shower is leaking. 1 second. I just timed it as much as I could, and I can still hear it dripping. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It was just triggering me really hard. Don't want to waste water. And let's get straight back into that cast and keep it going. Verkwer, thank you for giving the sub to Ejozzle. Ejozzle, welcome back to the Pigsty, dude. So this probe's gone out a little bit and then gone home. I think that's a mistake, guys. I think Scarlett's accidentally sent her probe home. I think. Unless she was just checking for an early pull. Or maybe she was scouting so late, she was like, screw it, let's just send this Adept out. Fast Twilight Council for Scarlett. Wouldn't be surprised to see either Glaive Adepts or an Archon drop build. Meanwhile, Link Speed's on the way. 2 workers have been pulled off gas. And Showtime is going to be going for that nice quick third base. Very standard. What's up, guys? Yeah, we're casting this whole tournament off replays. All the games were played in the last week and a half. Many of them played literally 2 or 3 days ago. The reason we're casting off replays is because of time zones and obviously delays between maps. We want to make sure the servers are constantly getting swapped between games so the players have the best possible ping. And players were playing from all over the world. So we didn't want to have to do like a weird cast 1 series at 2 a.m. Also, because they're best of 9s, the series go for a long time, so we didn't want to keep players waiting for hours and hours, not knowing when the previous series was going to end. So this just makes it a lot smoother for the pros, a lot smoother for us viewing as well. Get out of there, Scarlett! Run! Run! Oh my god, greedy. She kills a Zergling and gets out of there. Of course, scouts that Showtime is droning like a boss, but Showtime has not actually scouted too much himself. And I mean, he's got to be wondering what the follow-up is, because I see a very fast Glaive Adepts. Those Zerglings actually managed to catch the Adept. Nicely done. There's a Stalker here, which of course is zoning out the scouting. We've got Resonating Glaives on the way, 3rd gateway. Quick gases for Scarlett as well. So she's going to be starting to warp in those Adepts, push across, and no doubt take a 3rd base. It's going to be, oh, Roddy style, Glaive Adepts or Trap style, depending on, to be honest, I think Roddy's probably the higher level player than Trap, so we're going to give Roddy the, you know, we're pretty sure he was the first high level player to do this. Definitely. Shout out to Kev, who's out there feeling hated on. Don't worry, I give you the recognition you deserve, Kev. I know you're a trendsetter. Adepts into Phoenix. Stalker's going to take down this Overlord. Lings are knowing they're not going to help too much against the actual Adepts, so they want to cancel the 3rd. So yeah, already kind of slowing down the Adept move out a little bit here. Do we have a Roach Warren on the way? No, it's just lots of Zerglings. Oh, okay, so Showtime's playing a heavy Queen Zergling style. He's like, yeah, it's pretty bullshit when Zerg just has a lot of Queens and Lings. So he's going to go for that style. Meanwhile, Scarlett going for a kind of later 3rd base, but she's got very fast +1 weapons and 2 Stargate Phoenix. And remember, Showtime trying to make an Overseer to scout. He doesn't know about this just yet. Meanwhile, these Adepts coming in. Oh, Showtime's looking for the surround. He's hitting them. He's hitting them to the last second. Oh, she doesn't cancel it in time. He pounces, gets the surround, and that's only 5 Adepts at a rather late timing. Oh, Showtime just pounces on top of that, shuts it down. Yeah, I think Scarlett really needed to wait for a few more Adepts to get the value out of that. We've got Phoenix on the way now. The Overseer has spotted 2 Stargate Phoenix behind this. And, oh no, a random Stalker. She F2'd. She F2'd across the map accidentally. The random Stalker. Showtime's like, yes, I will kill that Stalker. Thank you very much. I mean, it's not the most important unit, but it's just a shame when she's already had her Adept pressure just absolutely slapped down. Great momentum here for Showtime in this series, guys. He's going to look for the cancel in the 3rd. There's not many units on the ground. Okay, 5 Glaive Adepts are coming down. 7 Glaive Adepts. They should be able to defend that quite easily. Good retreat there by Showtime, choosing to withdraw and straight into Hydra Tech and a Baneling Nest behind it. Now, he's only at 54 drones, but remember, guys, we've got to remember, what does a Protoss player do when they play Zerg? They think, what is the most bullshit build possible? Make 50 drones, then make Hydra Bane. And that's exactly what Showtime's going for. He's not building more drones. He's just going to try to do a big Hydra Bane attack. But this is a large map. That could be tough. It's all about overwhelming the Phoenix count with the Hydras and then overwhelming the Adepts with the Banelings and Zerglings. These Phoenix starting to take some big damage, but they're looking for the Hydras. Ooh, finds a couple of juicy Overlords. Hydras try to come over to start fighting this, but Hydra's a great target. Scarlett's going to pick those up. Ooh, lots of Hydras coming in from all sides. The Phoenix get heavily bruised. One of them goes down. More Hydras and Queens on the low ground. The Spore getting damage as well. Showtime is doing a lot of damage, but he got massively supply blocked. He's building 8 Overlords. He's forgotten his Hydralisk movement speed upgrade. If he doesn't remember to start that, he's going to be in huge trouble. Meanwhile, behind this, just 50 probes. She's stopped probe production. Scarlett knows she is facing down the barrel of the gun right now, and she's just making as many Adepts and Phoenix as possible. She knows this is going to come down to one big clash between Adepts against Ling Bane and Phoenix against Hydras. There's only 14 Hydras on the map. It does start that upgrade, but I don't know if 14 Hydras is enough. Showtime's really eager to get this attack going, but she's actually stopped probing. I think this works out better for Showtime if he waits one more minute and queues up another 10 Hydras, but he's already going for the Banes. It all comes down to the Phoenix versus Hydras. 12 Phoenix, soon to be 14. Does that beat 14 Hydralisks? I think it might. The Banelings are here, though. Ooh, nope, she's just going to go for it. Decisive move there. She knows if she wins the Phoenix versus Hydra, she can win the fight. The Banelings get massive hits on the Adepts, but she pre-spread the shades enough that they'd already killed most of the Hydras. The Phoenix clean up the rest. It's 11 Phoenix left in the air. No Hydras on the ground. Showtime realizing he's lost the important tech units. He's lost the brunt of his attack, but oh, Ling's into the natural. Okay, a couple of Adepts are in there, but she's going into the, he's going into the main as well. Scarlett trying to fly back to defend this. Phoenix picking up Zerglings, not the best move. Those probes taking big damage. At the same time, we've got Lings in the third base. Oh my god, if Showtime can do this, even after losing all the Hydras, that's going to be massive. Those Adepts holding there. Probes do pull away from that base. These Banelings were not able to find the connections, and the Phoenix just absolutely shut them down. Scarlett dealing with a very messy situation very well. She only lost about 10 workers in that. That could have been a lot worse. And with 3 Nexi chrono boosting, she should be able to recover once she's stabilized. She's just got to get units in the wall. She's got to solidify her defense. She's got to watch out for Banelings morphing and then running through this hedge here into the back of that mineral line. That's a very exposed location. But she now controls the harassment. Lots of Phoenix going across. There's only a few Hydras on the map. And suddenly, we see Showtime here with no evolution chambers, no upgrades. He's managed to get up in the workers to 63, but you can see Scarlett's catching up, and these tech units, these Phoenix are the most important thing. She dives! Showtime without enough Hydras. A disaster for Showtime. Loses about 6 Hydras for 1 Phoenix. A great trade for Scarlett. And that just slows down Showtime getting enough mobile anti-air to push her out of his territory. He's going to try and look for counterattacks with Zerglings. That's definitely one way he can get back in this. Yeah, he's got to morph Banelings down here for sure. Banelings. You know he's going to do it. It's Hydras, though, trying to get rid of these Phoenix. He can't afford to lose drones. If he does, Scarlett's going to just run away with this game. Once again, she goes in, loses 1 Phoenix for about 3 Hydras. These are still totally okay trades. They're acceptable trades. Her Phoenix is getting bruised, but they're not dying. Oh, you know, Showtime wants her to pick up the Queens because they're much tankier and he can transfuse them, but he misses the transfuse. The Hydra's trying to stay back, but look at this efficiency from Scarlett. Oh, once again, yep. Oh, he misses the transfuse, and Scarlett just picks up all those tender Hydralisks, of course. Light armored Hydras against +1 Phoenix. The Queen's going down as well, and Scarlett running away with this match. Excuse me, guys, just burping into the mic like a professional. And damn. I thought Showtime was going to take her out after shutting down the first Adept pressure. But this was a nice Phoenix defense by Scarlett. You know, the scouting, she recognized when she saw those Hydras early what she was up against. She just dove on top of that pressure before Showtime could really get it fully set up. And once she shut down the first attack, even though Showtime did some nice counters, the Phoenix just established control. We got another desperate Baneling attack. You can see these Adepts cleaned up the other Zerglings. There's still a bunch of Adepts down here. Lots of Adepts being warped in, but carriers are already on the way, as well as that Graviton Catapult upgrade. Showtime just wants to try to clear out a mineral line with Banelings. He knows that's a potential path back into the game. Still no upgrades, though. Is very big. +2 flyer weapons on the way. Scarlett, a big fan of the Sky Toss. Lings down the right-hand side. If they can cancel the 4th, distract, and the Banelings get in the 3rd, that's definitely one way to get Showtime back in this game. He's trying to rebuild his work account. He's up at 75. Those Banelings need to go in. The Adepts have spotted them, though, I think. I think the Adepts spotted them. I'm not sure. Ling's trying to focus down that base. Are they going to get it? Are they going to get it? They might do. No, they've got to pull back, but Banelings are in the mineral line. There's no +2 melee. That Baneling stops the retreat, though. Oh, some juicy connections. Does take out a good number of workers there. Gets Scarlett back down to 52. She's already got carriers out, so, you know, he needs to do more. And, Scarlett swings in on the backside. Adepts start to take out the drones. We've got Phoenix hitting in here on this worker line at the same time. Those Adepts finally get cleaned up, but the Phoenix are just, they don't care about a single Spore Crawler. They're going to kill so many workers. And anytime you've got equal economy, Protoss building carriers against Hydras, Protoss with better upgrades, that is not a good situation for Zerg. Showtime knows the position he's in. He's been on the other side of this equation before, and it's definitely desperation time. He's got to do something right now, but with only 2 carriers out, maybe there's a window, right? There's enough Hydras. He can at least kill a 4th base here before the other carriers come out, but there's like only a few seconds. He's got so little time. He doesn't know that. We get to see everything. He does not know that. Phoenix go down the left flank. They're looking for more workers, but that means they are not on the defense, and they don't have a lot of energy to be on the defense. The Lingbane Hydra come in, catch a lot of adepts in the open. Hydras are going to start taking out the interceptors on the left-hand side. The Hydras trying to group up a little bit here. A few Hydras in the open go down. But yeah, I think that's enough Hydras to just clear the interceptors. Is it? Is it? Is it? The Banelings and Lings aren't helping against these Zealots and Adepts. As the Phoenix come in, even though the interceptors are gone, it might just be enough Phoenix. Let's see, how's the focus fire? Showtime dealing with these Phoenix relatively well, but another carrier, another 2 full carriers came out with interceptors, and that turned the tide. If those carriers weren't there, rallying out, I think it would have been a good fight for Showtime, but now he's going to lose most of his Hydras. Notice he's just focus firing the Phoenix. Every time they try to stop the retreat, takes down a few of those Phoenix. There's not too many of them left. The problem now is, of course, the counter swing. We've got 4 carriers here, full-on interceptors by the time they get to the Zerg side of the map. The Phoenix trap a few more of these Hydras, and still no upgrades for Zerg. +1 only halfway done. We've got +2 done on these carriers. They're going to try and take out this base, take out some economy. A few Hydras and Lings not looking very powerful. There's 10 Corruptors on the way. But Showtime having to sacrifice his 5th base, not the situation he wanted. He just needs more time. Every time he does damage to Scarlett, she counter swings and does a huge amount of damage just before he kind of gets the advantage. If Scarlett was just a bit more turtly, a little bit less decisive with these counter pressures, I feel like Showtime could definitely claw his way back into this game. But every time I'm like, oh yeah, he's about to stabilize. She kills all his Hydras, kills 20 drones, and you're like, okay, nope, he's still dead. Corruptors coming across the map now as well. There's no Void Rays out. It's only carriers versus Corruptors. The problem is that's only 12 Corruptors, and there's not many on the front just yet. That's only 7. They can't kill carriers, guys. That's too many carriers. Those Corruptors cannot take that out, and there's cannons there as well. And now having shown his hand, I think Showtime getting a little bit overeager. He's trying to pee there, tries to drop some Mountain Dew. He's going to dive on that carrier. He's going to take out one carrier, but he loses about 5 or 6 Corruptors for it. Nasty trade there. Good defense here by Scarlett. She even pursues with the Phoenix. And yeah, with the +2, it's massive. It completely negates the armor upgrades of the Corruptor. Oh, sorry, the base armor of the Corruptors. And it's kind of like you're just fighting a tanky Viking. But suddenly, there we go. A few more workers went down. Actually, a lot more workers went down on that base. Sorry, guys, I missed that. Down to 57 probes. Scarlett trying to rebuild 3 probes at a time, but she's got Mothership +3 and Storm on the way. Showtime always finding a way into the economy, even after losing an engagement. He's got his 5th base trying to rebuild. His upgrades still kind of suck, but he's still just roaming around with Lings, looking for counterattack damage. He's still building lots of Corruptors. Scarlett's going to rely on Storm and Archons to help the carriers rather than Void Rays. This is good because carriers wreck everything that's not Corruptors, and with these upgrades, they're going to kill Corruptors pretty fast as well. +3 versus no armor upgrade Corruptors. That's actually just... yeah, that's brutal. I think the carriers will mince them. Unless there's like 3 Corruptors for every carrier, which there almost is, but not quite. The Mothership giving Cloak as well. You can keep the Mothership behind the carriers, then the Corruptors have to run past the carriers to deal damage. You already lose so many on the way there. Ling's still denying economy. Showtime playing a much better game from behind in this scenario than I would expect. But he's definitely on the back foot. No, Banelings into the carriers! They kill 2 Zealots. And a cannon. Nothing else. The Corruptors realize they got to get the hell out of there. Ling's running on the left-hand side. But High Templar in the open, not going to be able to pounce quick enough. Maybe if there was a quick shift click, could have killed 2 or 3 of those High Templar, but wasn't able to give the order in time. Once the interceptors were out, definitely was in trouble. Melee is on the way to help the counterattacks. A 6th base as well. 84 workers are up for Showtime. Plasma Shield starting up. Scarlett wanting to go into every type of upgrade. I'd love to see armor on the Cybercore as well. Of course, carriers have a lot more hit points than they do shields. So those armor upgrades can help out quite a lot. Especially against Spores and Hydras, but even against Corruptors. Ling's going to come in, look for another cancel. Nice. Scarlett does cancel on time. She gets a bit of a refund. And this is... okay. Corruptor's going to move down the right-hand side. They're going to look for a P, I think. Or maybe for a few stray carriers. At this point, as Showtime, you'd love to have not only more creep across the map, but you'd love to have Overseers sending Changelings in so you can spot where the carriers are. That way your Corruptors could find an opening, but Showtime's not really able to do that, and you can see he's kind of accepting his position. He's like, screw this. Let's start building spores. So he's building a bigger economy. He's starting to build spores, and I think he might start thinking about spellcasters as well. Let's go into Showtime's camera and just kind of watch where he's looking for a little bit. So he's like, yeah, he's kind of dancing with the Corruptors. He's adding a lot more Corruptors, a lot more attack upgrades. He's got Vipers on the way. Okay, Vipers on the way. Still injecting, building up a little bit of bank. He definitely needs a very crafty engagement to slow Scarlett down because she's going to start building bank soon. She's already got a ton of Storm, a ton of carriers. He's trying to build more spores so she can't just push through his base. But back to everyone's camera. 10 carriers are out, 11th one about to join the field. We've got double Oracle. A few Archons are going to be morphing in as well, actually. Yeah, Archons, of course, adding very reliable splash damage underneath the carriers. So if the Corruptors run forward, the Archons can just stack that splash damage. And unlike Storm, it doesn't do friendly fire. We've got +1 armor finishing up. Plasma shields as well. The armor, I mean, the upgrades in general, just looking way better for Scarlett. She's maxed now, so she's looking for the push. She's got recall ready, but she'd love to just kill a base, pull back. Kill a base, pull back, you know, clear the creep, zone her out the edges. Showtime tries to run the drones. Absolutely no chance of escape there. A trail of drone tears right there. And yeah, this is... it's a nice little just kind of... oh my god, did you guys see how fast that Ultra died? It didn't have chitinous plating or any carapace upgrades, and it just disappeared. I don't think I've ever seen an Ultralisk die that fast. Except maybe when it's facing like 16 Immortals. Trying to kill this cannon because it was locking the Archons into the base. The shield battery was healing the cannon, which kept it alive even longer. Funnily enough. Oh, looking for the abducts. Are we going to see it? Oh, nice abduct here by Showtime. Grabs the mothership, and it goes down. Well worth the trade. Only a single Viper, I think, died in that. Very nicely done, yeah. That's a good pick-off. We've got creep spreading out. Ultra Bane is also very good. So the whole idea here is the Ultras are very tanky. They'll not only take the first round of Interceptor attacks, but the Banelings and Ultras and Lings will cleave through all the High Templar on the ground and the Archons. And the idea is if there's no Void Rays... ooh, nice! Nice abduct. Takes a lot of splash damage, though. So all the Corruptors took about 50 damage there, and they need to go and regen for a minute or so to actually get that life back. You notice if you watch the hit points, you can't see them because it's underneath my head, but they're at about 155, 156... 157. So they will heal up over about a minute's time. But meanwhile, once again, Scarlett says, I've got the beastly army, I've got the scary force, I'm going to keep looking for base snipes. And Showtime's trying to punish. Showtime's saying, all right, every time you do that, I'll come in, grab some expensive units and see what I can do. Oh, High Templar in the open. The Ultra Bane gets a few of them, but not all of them. And even though... oh, yeah, he's going to commit. Showtime's just like, nope, I need to kill those High Templar. Oh my god, doesn't get rid of all of them. He didn't get rid of that Archon. The Archon block from Scarlett was insane. And these Storms punishing this move from Showtime. Oh, those Storms. I cannot believe she defended that many Banelings. That was like 70 Banelings or some shit. And Showtime was like, nah, I'll sacrifice them to get rid of the Storm, and then I can take out the carriers. But oh my god, not getting rid of the Storm there was disastrous. 20 minutes, 30. Guys, I'm going to do an instant replay of that at the end of this game. She morphed an Archon reactively, blocking the choke point. The Banelings got stuck and stormed on it, and the other High Templar came around, and then were able to land about 4 or 5 consecutive storms on the Mass Corruptor of Showtime. A brilliant maneuver by Scarlett, and now she's able to just push into the rallies. Showtime never had the big bank to begin with. I was saying earlier, he needed that fight to work, and even though he intercepts a few carriers on the backside, is not able to make that happen. What the hell? That was really good reactions by Scarlett. I thought that was a great opportunistic engagement. So let's go back. Sorry, about 20 minutes it was then. So what happened here is Scarlett comes forward and she let her army get disjointed. She's clicked like here. So the carriers have flown up here and her army's like on the low ground. And this was a big mistake. Look at this. So her army's moving up there, but she's misclicked her High Templar on the low ground. she kind of gets lured over going, ooh, let's storm those Count Corruptors. And then suddenly, oh no, these Banelings are just closing in on them. Now, she clears up the first wave, and we think, okay, she's still got the High Templar, Showtime has to disengage, and then we see another 30 Banelings, and she's like, oh no! Oh no! And this Archon, she does some really nice storms, she morphs an Archon, so the Banelings have to try to go around the right, and then look at the series of storms she lands on these Corruptors. Not to mention, of course, +3 carrier attack versus 0 armor Corruptors. That early lead in the upgrades, of course, carrying through there. GG, very well played there. Scarlett takes the 4-3 lead. This is such a close match. Holy crap, that was sick. Hey, Scarlett's even in chat. Throws out a PogChamp. Oh, what's up? GG, well played. That was amazing. That was so lit. Oh my god, that was really, really cool. I think a lot of people thought these series would be pretty one-sided, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure some of them will be more one-sided, but right now we're going through to game 8 of a potential 9 games. Scarlett is 1 game away from closing it out against Demour. This is awesome. This is really, really cool. Thank you so much, Verkwer, for this idea. I was not sure how this would play out. Turns out it's played wonderfully. Ragnar with the 3-month resub. Your ad here, only $5.99. Thank you so much, Ragnar. Really appreciate the support. Much love. And let's go straight on, no downtime, into map number 8. Back to her main race, up here in the top right-hand side in the pink. The Zerg player, it's Scarlett. And check it out, boys and girls. They're both playing their main race. This had to happen. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, in the red, the Protoss player, it's Showtime. Oh shit, Verkwer has just gifted a sub to Scarlett. Welcome to Pigsty, Scarlett. Thank you so much for hanging out and playing such amazing games here as well. People in chat are asking about the tournament. So guys, there is a bracket link, which a few people have been linking in chat. You can check it out there. It's a top 8 bracket. Every series is a best of 9, where we play every single matchup. We rotate through. So every single matchup gets played until one player hits 5 wins. Both players alternate picking the matchup. I let the players actually choose how they want to do it themselves. I was like, if you guys think this is fair, I suggest you take turns picking the matchup. And that's what it looks like has happened here. And we've eventually gotten to this point. What matchup is left if we go past this one? Is it PVT? I know Scarlett played Terran and Showtime. No, they've played both sides of PVT. I think they've played Zerg versus Zerg. They've played Terran versus Terran. I think it's one of the TVZ matchups. I think we're missing Showtime, Zerg, Scarlett, Terran. I think that's the last matchup, if Showtime can manage to win this Protoss versus Zerg. So I think it might finish on Terran versus Zerg. Unless I'm remembering incorrectly. So, Probe now is just kind of doing a little bit of harassment. Actually, opposite mains? Did we do opposite mains? Did we do Showtime, Zerg, Scarlett, Protoss? Yeah, we just did that just then. That was the game we just did. Yeah. Probe here is doing a little bit of mining stealing. Verkwer, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. What's up? What? Says, thanks for playing, Scarlett. Yeah, I really appreciate the pro players taking so much time to play such a long series in such an unfamiliar format. I know as a pro player, back in the day, I was nowhere near as good as these guys, but if someone asked me to play this, I'd be like, what? What is the format? You want me to do what? Play every race? This is super weird. But the players have had a lot of fun with it. They've really enjoyed it. The prize pool is 2,000 Vietnamese dong, says Silhouette. It's $2,000 US prize pool for the overall tournament. And it's a good way to mix things up and have a bit of fun here before BlizzCon. The grand final still hasn't been played, guys. So I was hoping to cast that tomorrow. Good chance we cast that after BlizzCon on the test map. But if somehow it gets played in the next day and a little bit, we might just cast it tomorrow. We're definitely doing the semifinals tomorrow, or at least one of the semifinals, depending on how things go. We're going to do the entire round of 8 today, so it is a long day of casting. 4 best of 9s, and if they all go this long, it's going to be insane. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about the series, guys. Great scouting here, of course, by Showtime, who is going for the Phoenix first. Scarlett went for the scout with the Overlord, and she saw the warp gate wasn't spinning. So she knew Showtime delayed the warp gate, and she's immediately sent her Overlord on evasive maneuvers. The slowest evasive maneuvers of all time, but nonetheless evasive maneuvers. Let's see if the Phoenix can find it. Showtime's like, where the hell is your Overlord? I know your Overlord was scouting my base. Where the hell are you? Oh, he missed it. He missed it. Scarlett's like, you shall get no Overlord kills. She's like, I know Showtime likes to open Phoenix first and kill Overlords. I'm just going to hide in this really random corner of the map. Very nicely done there by Scarlett. She's got a third base on the way. The slowest juke of all time. just one floaty boy just hiding in the corner of the map. Very nice, very nice. Extra gateways are on the way. A very fast charge and oh my god, a Robo's already almost finished as well. Showtime's like, you know what? I'm playing BlizzCon in a week, Scarlett. I could pull out my best secret macro build. Or we could Chrono Boost charge, Chrono Boost a one little warp in prism, and try to kill you as fast as possible. Oh no. And because Scarlett's been hiding, she hasn't been focusing on her scouting. She's been focusing on trying to deny info. She's played greedy all series long against Showtime. She went for that very greedy opening in that last game with no probe scout. In the PvP, she didn't scout at all. Showtime's like, you're not going to scout me? I am going to just kill you with an all-in attack. She does have a Baneling Nest on the way, but otherwise she's rushing Hydras. This is a greedy build from Scarlett, already at 55 drones. Fast Hydras, one of the weakest builds against this. Her Lings are scouting. She's like, I need to see if a Warp Prism comes out. Ooh, she catches a glimpse. She catches a glimpse and she's spotted it. Scarlett knows what's up. The problem is, even when you see this coming, you're like, build a few Zerglings? She can't even morph Banelings yet. It's another 10 seconds till the Baneling Nest is finished. The Phoenix is here. The Warp Prism is here. That Phoenix is going to have to disable this Queen, I think, to get the more... Oh, he's going to go straight for the main. He's got 8 gateways in Warp Gate mode. The Queens came out to the front. No, he's going to... Okay, he faked going to the main. He warps in 8 Zealots there. And this is a fast Zealot attack. The Queen's trying to gather up in the natural. Lots of Zerglings and Banelings building. She's trying to get Hydras out as well, but Hydra's very vulnerable at this stage. She's got to build them, though, because she doesn't have enough money, enough lava, sorry, to build Zerglings. The drones at the third, just going to run. Yeah, she can't fight there. Those Zerglings need to distract, but they need to get out of there. The Banelings looking for the juicy connects. They don't quite find it. The Zealots do protect. The Banelings don't connect. And the Hydra's gonna come in, the Lings, the Queens, over there at the same time. A big warp in the main base, and uh-oh, she's in trouble. She's got to shut down one side of this attack, but Showtime knows he's doing damage on the right. He pulls those Zealots away. Banelings in the main get some good connections, but there's still more Zealots left, and that's it, just splitting it up. Knowing the Banelings, the Hydras, the Lings, and the Queens, they need to work together. He just threatens on the left and does the damage in the main. He clicks on the lair. He's not gonna get lured down to her natural. That's what she would want to happen right now. Showtime here with a brutal all-in attack. He knows the mistake he made against Serral back in Nation Wars, where he accidentally didn't click on the hatcheries. He clumped up, he chased after the Lingbane Hydra, and he wasn't able to finish him off, even though he had the numbers. This time, he's splitting the attack up perfectly. He's not going to give her a chance to make one of those magic Serral holds, or... Oh my god, how has she still got 48 drones alive? What? What? Okay, Archon? Sentries? Oh, he's going to go for a force field on the ramp, but has she managed to stabilize? Oh my god, I think she's actually done it. A great casting. Pig got a little bit excited. I was trying to compare this, of course, to the time where he was way ahead versus Serral and then wasn't able to finish it off, but I mean, he's still got a chance. Zealots take a few big Banelings, though. Oh, the Zealots pulled him out of position. And there we go. Force fields on the ramp is going to be nice. Zealot warp in. The first force field was a bit of a miss. Yeah, extra force field. The next one is good, though. Now the damage starts to go down. The Zealots are going to isolate this main base. And as long as the force field is good, those drones will not be able to evacuate. Yeah, they stack up, but they cannot evacuate. And that's a very nice move. Scarlett here, she's trying to counterattack across the map, but her main base is forfeit. Hydra's come out. Nice hot pickups here. Needs to get that force field down. The force field does land. The lair is taking damage. And back at home, a shield battery's on the way. We've got a counterattack on the natural wall, and sentries coming in. They're going to try and slow this attack down. Ooh, a recall comes in. Where's the force field? The force field is a little bit late. A Baneling gets in the mineral line, but not too many workers do go down. The main base has fallen. At the same time, there are a lot of Zealots here. Actually, they're going to fight the Hydras on their own. Those Hydras need Baneling support, or they're going to take a lot of damage. At the same time, Zealots chasing down Hydras in the middle of the map. Remember, there's only the Hydra move speed. No Hydra range finish just yet. Scarlett down to 2 base versus 2 base, but Showtime was heavily committed to this attack. Down to 41 probes versus 50 drones, but 2 base versus 2 base, never a terrible situation for the Protoss. He's going to take out the Hydra Den and then lose all these Zealots. So Scarlett uses the power of the Broodlings and the Hydras combined, kills a lot of these Zealots, doesn't really lose any Hydras. Nicely done. Rebuilds this base. It's about as efficient as she could clean this up. Still absolute wizardry to survive in this scenario, and she's going to go for a fast Lurker Den, knowing a low economy Protoss is going to struggle to deal with that. We've got Sentries, we've got Psystorm on the way. Psystorm's great versus the Hydras, kind of trash versus the Lurkers in this low economy scenario. I think Showtime needs to keep some more vision on the map, and that's his problem right now. He's not sure what he's up against. He can't see what's going on. He's got this little Zealot Sentry High Templar force. He's trying to take a third. And part of me feels like even though Scarlett's economy isn't great, Protoss doesn't have all the pieces he needs. If she can just save enough gas, make like 4 Lurkers and push, it's going to be a nightmare for Showtime to deal with. The Zealots will be dealt with by the Banelings and Hydras. The Storms will need the absolute most money hits to really do the damage that he wants. It's a nasty position because Lurker Tech in low economy situations is hard to deal with. Scarlett though, she's got +1 melee, just finished. Oh no, she cancelled it at the last second. And instead is going for range. She's adding the range on the Hydra's upgrade. That's about to finish. Rebuilding her lair. And she's making 5 Lurkers. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Those Lurkers are going to be hard to deal with. But if Showtime gets in an aggressive stance, that changes the equation. Because you can avoid those Lurkers. You can kind of swing around, hit this base, maybe even sneak a Warp Prism into the main. There's still no Robo out for Showtime. But right now, his army is incredibly scary. Remember, guys, he has no detection whatsoever. He can build oracles reactively, but that's still not the best way to deal with this. Hydra Bane Lurker coming up there, and Showtime's going to have to pull back the moment he sees these Lurker spines. If he commits too deep into this, he's going to be in huge trouble. Nice storms land all over. Oh my god, the drones get massacred, but he loses a lot of his High Templar. They all went down to those Lurker spines. So as many workers as he killed, he's now got to pull back, and he's building observers behind this. His Robo is finished. At least he's still creating a lot of threat. Those Archon hallucinations look very frightening. Sasha doesn't realize that's a lot of fake little furry cotton balls, and they're going to disappear. Pop, pop, pop. We do have a Zealot there. We've got the 3rd base up and mining now. 53 probes versus 69 drones. Scarlett's got the 4th up as well. She's got the upgrade advantage. Remember, guys, no Forge for Showtime. Showtime's got a Robo out. He's just built his first Observer. Oh yeah, he had the Robo from earlier. He just hasn't been using it for Immortals. I think he's got to start Immortal production now, right? We've got an Oracle on the way, starting the Forge. Showtime going for upgrades at this stage. I guess a 4th base is on the cards as well. We've got High Templar in the Warp Prism. Once again, going to be looking for Storm Drops. Something I almost never see in this matchup. Very cool, though, to see someone just trying to drop High Templar and surprisingly storm the Hydras and the Banes. Clearing up this creep is, of course, very nice. The Oracle up front as well. Lurkers, though, are in position. Going to be very hard to take down. Oracle looks for the Revelation. Doesn't quite land it just yet. Nice Revelation. Showtime just dives. Absolute madman. He says there's not enough Hydras and Banes there. But it was enough Lurkers. That was a lot more Lurkers than he gave it credit for, I think. He actually had vision on them, but didn't quite realize how many that was. And that's an amazing engagement for Scarlett. Scarlett absolutely crushes that fight. And I think Showtime here just a little bit trying to force things on the offensive. As I said, he doesn't have a 4th. His Forge is up, but he doesn't have any upgrades yet. Zealots in the main could do damage. I mean, her mobile army still is weak. 14 Hydras sums up what her mobile force is right now. Gonna go for the hatchery snipe in the main base. Because this got sniped earlier in the game, that is gonna, of course, leave a lot of minerals there, not able to be mined. And he's gonna save 3 Zealots and go and hide in the corner of the map. Good bit of dead space over there. 4th base behind this. More High Templar being morphed in, +1 weapons on the way. Both sides in a bit of a weird scenario. That Hive is actually finished, and Adaptive Talons is on the way. And that's the Lurker speed upgrade, which turns your Lurkers into Hellions, basically. Hellions with splash damage, with gigantic splash damage and speed burrow. The moment that kicks in, those Lurkers become an even huger threat than they already are. We've got like the first Immortal on the field. You want to have about 6 to 8 Immortals at this point, usually. You'd like carriers out as well. Second Immortal's going to pop. I mean, there's some good cannons and batteries. Some good Psystorm count. Lurkers, though. Ooh. Greedy Lurkers. They try to catch the High Templar. The Archons and the Zealots clean them up. Bunch of Zealots for 3 Lurkers. Very good trade there for Showtime, of course. He's still got that War Prism, but the Queens and the Hydras are patrolling. They're like, there is no way you're getting back in here, buddy. He's going to slide out, though. Good defense. Lurkers, though, on the front. Oh, no! Showtime loses an Archon. Lands a few decent Psystorms, but he's just got a zone. He's got to keep Scarlett back, and Scarlett knows this. Adaptive Talons is finished. Look at these Lurkers. Bloody speed demons that they are. They find a flank. He's not in position. She's got the position on the third. Oh, Showtime's in huge trouble right now. It looks like Scarlett here is going to gain position. She's going to force him to engage into her. He's going to go for it. I don't know if it's going to work. I think just pulling the probes is the move. He's got to abandon this base, but he waits a few seconds too long, loses a handful of probes as well. But giving up the base better than throwing the entire army away. A few Zealots do get cleaned up on the counterattack there as well. The Warp Prism has been shot down. There's a DT Shrine on the way. Desperation Dark Templar Shrine. A new 4th base on the left-hand side. Showtime still desperately trying to zone out Scarlett here. Psystorms, of course, are the thing which could potentially keep Showtime in this game. But 2-1 High Templar goes down. I mean, this is a finite resource, these storms, and right now these Lurkers are looking like they're infinite, because Scarlett here said if 14 Lurkers don't get the job done, you know what? Let's go up to casual 21 Lurkers. I think 21 Lurkers might be able to finish this. Scarlett is in control of this match. She's got mass adaptive talons on these, +2 range attack. Gets a nice angle. Those units, all the barriers activated. The Hydras do take some hits, but look at this. Scary, just army of Zerg coming in from multiple angles. It's so frightening. Oh god, she was caught there for a moment. The thing is, she can kind of run away, even if she's caught in the open, and that was enough of a distraction to allow the Lurkers to siege on the left-hand side. Coming in from both sides, it's a Lurker sandwich with a juicy filling of Protoss units, and that is just a scary position for Protoss to be in. Surrounded by Lurker bread. High Templar, just, oh god, PB&J, how about Immortals, High Templar, and Archons? Even tastier. This is the sandwich that Zerg children are screaming for, and that will be that. Scarlett is going to take it out. 5 wins to 4 losses. What a series. GG, well played. Scarlett going to close that one out. Damn. I thought she was dead. 5-3, a very close series. And you know what's really cool? She even included a spoiler game so that I didn't even know that she won that. Ah, Scarlett. Nice. Since I am casting from replays, of course. Actually, I should turn that screen off just to make sure you guys aren't spoiled by any. But GG, well played. Scarlett there showing us an incredible series. Showtime winning the TVT and the Terran vs. Protoss. His Terran was lit. But that PvP win in game 1 from Scarlett, amazing. Of course, winning the Protoss versus the Zerg versus Protoss and the Protoss versus Zerg. She showed that she was definitely the StarCraft master out of these 2 players here today. And she is going to progress through to that top 4, of course. Going to just show you guys the bracket real quick. She's going to progress to there. Bullier, if you're around, can you update that for me? I don't want to screw it up. I'll fill that in a sec, actually. We're going to go on break for a second. We'll be back with Special versus Raynor. Then Hero Marine versus Hasta Matilo versus Keller's Earth. Much love for the sport, guys. We're going to continue to